The Regina Riot was a civil conflict which broke out in the capital of Saskatchewan in Canada during the height of the Great Depression. However, the origins of the riot are not found in Saskatchewan, but in British Columbia. Around the city of Vancouver, communes of men who had lost their jobs were removed from the city itself and transferred to a number of relief camps, where they were forced to do hard labor for the city at minimal pay under military-like discipline. Conditions were so bad that a number of influential workers, many of whom held communist ideals, organized the unemployed and led them out of the relief camps to take their grievances to Prime Minister Bennett. Thus began the On-to-Ottawa trek, in which thousands of unemployed men traveled by train from the west coast towards the Canadian capital. The Canadian Prime Minister would have none of it, however, and stopped the protesters in Regina. There, during a rally in Regina's Market Square, the RCMP raided the crowd of protesters to arrest the leaders. Things quickly turned violent, with the protesters setting up barricades and throwing things at the police. The police, for their part, were beating the protesters with batons. Eventually, things escalated, and revolver shots were fired by the police. In the end, there were 2 deaths. One protester was shot, and one RCMP officer was bludgeoned over the head. The protesters were scattered, and the trekkers never reached Ottawa. The Ottawa Trek and the Regina Riot are significant for a number of reasons. First, it demonstrates the severity of the Great Depression. Conditions became so intolerable that thousands of unemployed men marched on Ottawa. Second, it shows the increasing politicization of Canada's working class. This included a drift further left, evidenced by the communist leanings of the Trek leaders. It also set a precedent as upset Canadians, who found no support from the provinces, attempted to bring their grievances before the federal government, a trend which parallels later events such as the Freedom Convoy of 2022.